N asks, when you introspect, how do you make sure you're being honest and are not rationalizing? Okay, first point, read my essay on lying. It is at rationalessays.com/lying. The link will be in the description. Second point, practice introspecting with easier stuff. If you get good at it with stuff where there's less temptation to lie and it's easier to check if you're lying in some way, find things like that, where it's easier to get it right, you're not tempted to lie, you have some way to actually check whether you're right or wrong about what you introspected. Look for opportunities like that. So start with the easy stuff and get better at it and check that you're doing it right and work your way up to introspecting about harder stuff. Third point, think critically about it. Cross-check some of your opinions against each other and look for internal contradictions. Look for ways your story doesn't make sense. Look for discrepancies. Look for vague parts where you're leaving things out. You might be hiding some lying to yourself in the part where you don't fully verbalize what you're saying. Next point. Talk to other people and give them feedback and criticism. If you can get good at analyzing other people's stories, introspections, beliefs, claims, etc., and you can catch when they're being honest or rationalizing, not honest or rationalizing, then you'll be better at catching yourself. Like, it's easier to start with noticing other people's lies and rationalizations than your own. So work on that, practice that, and don't just form judgments, but also try to check them. So you can often form an opinion of someone, and then you keep talking to them, and then more information comes out, and you can find out whether you're right or wrong in your earlier judgment. So in that way, you can get better and better at making judgments with less information. So you try to form early judgments, and you see what information you really need to form a judgment, and what information is unnecessary. And then you get more information, you can check whether you're right, and you can keep doing that and getting better at it. And then the next thing is to share your thinking with other people and get criticism, get feedback. You can do this about your exact thoughts, or you can also do it about hypothetical situations that you think share some important attributes with your situation. Being able to figure out what's actually important about your situation, what the impersonal parts that matter are, being able to differentiate what's parochial and what's not parochial, what are the key concepts and what's irrelevant, is actually an important skill. Like, that's part of understanding your own situation, is being able to do that. So if you can't hypotheticalize your situation, that's an indication you don't understand it very well. And again, you can work your way up. You can hypotheticalize easier things. You can hypotheticalize things where you don't need privacy, there's no concern, just for practice, and you can get better at it over time, work your way up. And you can also get feedback on that. You can tell people, you can hypotheticalize something and get some comments, and then also share the full version and then ask about your hypotheticalizing. Did you hypotheticalize well or not? You can get critical feedback if you show people both your hypothetical version and then also the full real version. As long as you're doing it with practice stuff where you don't actually need privacy, then that'll work fine. You can also get feedback on your theories on privacy. You can discuss that topic. And then you can learn common cultural stuff. So a lot of your errors and ideas and whatever else will follow standard patterns. Like, sometimes you'll be unique or have your own idea, but lots of times you'll have the standard view. So studying the standard view can help you. You can also work on your thinking skills in general. If you get better at logic and critical argument and whatever, you'll be better at catching your own logical errors and argument errors and so on. So improve your skills, work your way up step by step, etc. Get feedback. It also helps if you break things into parts. If you take complicated issues and you figure out how to separate them into reasonably independent parts that you can work on separately. Similar to hypotheticalizing, if you can't do that, it's a sign of lack of understanding of some aspect of what you're dealing with. And if you can do it, that helps indicate that you understand what you're doing, and also makes it easier. And that is a skill you can practice in general and get better at before using it in the hard cases. Also, listen to my podcasts related to introspecting, and also go to fallibleideas.com and then go to the emotions essay at fallibleideas.com/emotions. And that is relevant to a lot of the ways people, the problems people have in this area.